Okay, so we will start sitting in easy seat. So legs crossed. I like to sit up on a block to start with. Timer. Crown of the head, reaching up to the ceiling. Shoulders down and back. You might even crunch them up to your ear and then drop them down. Crunch them up and drop them down. One more time up and then let them fall. And we'll take a full inhale through the nose. This time, no movement. And exhale out the mouth to settle. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth to settle. This time, let's inhale through the nose. We'll seal the lips and exhale out the nose. So for the next few breaths, I invite you to just visualize all the space in the body. Our body is mainly just air and empty space, although it might not seem like it. So for the next few breaths, can you imagine, maybe you actually visualize the space between the organs, the space between the bones, the space between the veins. Maybe especially imagining the shoulder blades, which are these elephant ear-like bones floating on the back. They're really just floating. See if you can send the breath right between them, creating more space. Imagine how the body moves with the breath. And then on the next inhale, let's take the chin and we'll reach the chin up to the ceiling. So creating more space in the front of the neck. Notice if you clench up at all in the neck, see if you can soften, reach the chin a little bit higher. And then exhale, chin to chest. So now creating more space in the back of the neck. Press the chin a little closer to the neck or the chest. And then inhale, look up again, chin to the ceiling. Exhale back down. Just do one more on your own. Again, notice if the body tenses or clenches or works to protect itself in any place. Just ask it to soften. And after the chin comes to the chest, the next time we'll just float the chin up, head up to neutral. And then we'll release the right ear to shoulder. Lengthening, creating more space through that side of the neck. Inhale through center, exhale opposite way. Inhale to center, exhale right ear to shoulder. Notice if the shoulder wants to come up, just soften it down. Inhale to center, exhale the other way. Inhale to center, and this time we're going to look over the right shoulder, pressing just a little further than you think you might be able to go. Inhale to center, and then exhale the opposite way. Again, pressing just gently a little further than just as you normally would as when you looked over. Inhale to center. Exhale the opposite way, softening to the shoulders, the jaw. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, we'll meet and center. And now with one or two hands, let's just tap at the neck. So I'm taking the tips of my fingers, kind of like I was maybe clicking on the desk and just tapping, tapping, tapping. And you can move around the neck. Move in all directions, maybe taking one place for quite a bit repetitively, or you can keep moving. Maybe switching hands, I'm just not, because Maybe getting into the shoulders, the front of the neck and the back. All the way to the top of the head, or not the top of the skull, but where the top of the neck meets the skull. And even maybe under the front of the chin. And then pause with the hand down and just notice any lingering sensation along the neck or the throat. Full inhale here. And exhale. So now if you're sitting up on any props, we'll just move them to the side for this next bit. And let's just lengthen out through one leg and then the other. And then whichever leg you took out last, we'll now draw that in first and then cross the other way. So you might be in your awkward seat, that's okay. And then lengthen out first leg and then the second leg. And then we'll put in whatever leg just came out and then the other. I'm just trying to switch back and forth. And if it's hard to sit up, no worries. We can put the hands behind us to add a little bit of support. Going from side to side, I think I might continue to be doing the same side. My brain's a little. So notice that too. And then the next time we'll keep the legs long and pause. And then we'll draw the soles of the feet together. And let's bring our legs to a diamond. So we're not in a butterfly shape. My heels are quite far as I set up a diamond shape here. And yeah, rock on the sits bones to find. There might be a little bit of rounding in the back today. That's okay. We'll take the hands towards the front of the shin, and then we'll draw the shoulder heads down and back to broaden through the collarbone here and move into a little bit of a cow spine. So you can even arch on the pelvis. And then exhale, round for cat. Inhale to arch, and this can allow the chin to even reach all the way up and create space all the way to the front body, even the front of the neck. And then exhale, round back. And again, allow the rounding of the spine to even move into the back of the neck. Inhale, this time lead with the chin, reach it up and allow the opening of the throat and neck to lead to the opening of the heart. Exhale, round, maybe imagining leading with the chin. One more time to open, leading with the neck, the chin, the throat. And then this time we'll meet in a neutral-esque spine. So somewhere between cat and cow. You might be a little bit rounded, that's okay. You can adjust the pelvis if necessary. And from here, let's take the hands. We'll stack the hands like an alligator right on top of the feet. Draw the shoulders back a little bit, broaden through the collarbones. And then with I have my right arm on top. I'm going to inhale, lift the right arm. We actually did this move last week for those here. Open up to the ceiling to reach open to the right side. And then we'll bend the arm and tap back at the opposite hip. So we did this from a tabletop last time. We're in a different position to see if it's different. Inhale, reach the arm up to the ceiling. And then exhale to close and then slide back. So again, inhale, we'll slide forward, maybe rounding the spine a little bit more. Open up to the ceiling. Option to bend at the arm and tap at the opposite hip. And then unwind, reaching, and then back. Let's do about 2 more on your own, linking your breath with your movement. Just check in with your sits bones, see if you can continue to stay equally rooted through both, not leaning too much into the opposite side. Letting this twist, shift of weight primarily just happen through the rotation of the spine. One more time up to the ceiling, and then the next time you arrive back in this hands together position, we'll pause, no rush, and take the hands to the side. And then we'll tuck the chin into the chest, rounding here for cat. Inhale, reach forward, leading with the neck, the chin, the throat for cow. And then back to neutral. And this time we'll stack the hands with the left arm on top. And then glide the left arm forward up to the ceiling. Option to bend at the elbow to tap towards the opposite hip. And then unwind. Link your breath with your movement. Continue to broaden through the collarbones, drawing the shoulder blades into the chest here. Especially when you're in your full rotation, can you this time take the left shoulder blade into the chest and allow that to deepen the twist. We'll do one more here. Sliding forward, opening the arm to the side, option to bend, shoulder blade guides into the chest to deepen. And then unwind, return to neutral. We'll just meet just in this kind of relaxed butterfly, if you will. Yeah. And we'll use the hands to guide us back up, hands outside the thighs to bring the legs to neutral. We'll cross at the ankles to meet in a tabletop position here. So here in tabletop, we'll stack the hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. And right away, let's just take the right foot and we'll place it outside the right hand. And we'll press the foot into the earth as we draw the right hip back to lengthen through the right side of the body. And then we'll squeeze the right inner leg into the arm. Full inhale here to grow long. Full exhale. So from here now, let's bring our awareness to those floating shoulder blades on our back again. And we're going to reach the heart towards the earth as we draw the shoulder blades together onto the back. So we're doing scapula push-up. So I'm going to press the heart to the earth, shoulder blades come together, and then press the floor away. Reabsorb the heart as the shoulder blades come apart on the back. So down and up. So I'm just doing push-ups, but my arms are staying straight and long while ignoring this situation with the arm. Pressing the floor away, just imagine isolating the scapula, shoulder blades, bringing them together, protracting, and then retracting on the back. Heart down to the floor and then away. As you continue to press that foot into the earth, squeeze the inner leg to the arm as you draw the right hip back. So all of that's happening together. And then we'll find stillness in the torso. Step the right foot back into tabletop. Yeah, and then let's bring the left foot forward now. Again, press the left foot into the earth as you draw the left hip back. Squeeze the left inner leg into the left arm, straight through both arms. Reach the crown of the head forward as you reach the pelvis back, and then reach the heart to the earth, and then draw it back in. So scapula push-ups. Can you imagine drawing the shoulder blades together and then apart? And breathe. Arms stay relatively straight. Check in with the leg. Is it still hugging in? Hip moving back. And then we'll find stillness here. We'll step back with the left leg. And then from here, root the hands actively into the earth. And then we'll step back with the left leg and then the right leg for plank pose. And then exhale the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Full inhale here in down dog. Full exhale. Holding our down dog shape now, let's gaze forward to the front of the mat, leading with the chin. And then exhale, chin to chest to look back between the ankles. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Tuck the chin all the way into the neck. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale forward. Maybe you reach the chin closer. And then exhale back. We'll meet in just a neutral neck. Full inhale here. And this time on the exhale, let's walk the feet up to meet the hands. Bending the knees as much as necessary here in your ragdoll. And then we'll tuck the chin into the chest to roll up the spine to meet in mountain pose. Full inhale here in mountain. Full exhale. From here now, let's inhale both arms up to the ceiling, maybe gaze up. And then exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Tuck the chin into the chest. Let's have a pretty deep bend in the knees this time as we roll up the spine. Arriving in mountain pose. And this time a little different. We're gonna allow a little bit of extra movement into the body. So let's tuck the chin into the chest, roll down the spine, deep bend in the knees as you roll all the way down. And this time, as you roll up, can you imagine rolling all the way through the spine? So you'll draw the hips forward as you roll the spine back to open the chest, and then roll back down. And you can watch me a few times. There's not really like a right or wrong way to do it. But can you imagine like a wave moving all the way through the body, through the legs, heart, and then open the throat up and then back down. So a few times, just not overthinking it, but can you allow a wave to come all the way from the feet, opening up through the heart, throat, and then back down. One more time, the wave all the way with control through the body, heart, throat, and then back down. And then we'll roll up here to meet a mountain pose. Hands to the heart. Noticing the heartbeat. Noticing the breath. Full inhale here. Full exhale. From here, we'll tuck the chin into the chest, roll down the spine, bending the knees as much as necessary to bring the hands to the earth. We'll step back into downward facing dog. Full inhale here. And then on the exhale, we'll step the right foot forward between the hands. Draw the right hip actively back. Press through the feet as you inhale, rise up for crescent lunge. You can take the hands to the hips. See that the hip points are moving towards neutral and the back heel is lifted in the crescent lunge. And the back one can be a little bit bent if that helps bring the hips to neutral. Arms, we have to work to reach them up today, yeah. Full inhale here. And this time on the exhale, let's open the arms as we rotate towards the front legs. Crescent twist, yeah. Inhale, unwind back to neutral. Exhale to twist. Inhale, unwind, neutral. Exhale, twist, open towards the front leg. One more time. Inhale, reach. And this time a change on the exhale. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. We're going to pivot on the back foot to bring the foot parallel with the short edge of the mat so that the front heel will intersect the back arch. So warrior two legs, open the arms wide. Have a deep bend in the front knee so that the knee is about in line with the second or third toe. So we actively draw the legs towards the midline. This time, inhale, arms lead up to the ceiling. Exhale to hold. Inhale to reach. And then this time we'll exhale, cactus the arms, reach. The throat open, heart open. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus and open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. This time we'll hold here. Can you knit the low ribs in? Draw the hip points towards the spine as you reach the arms towards the place behind you to open up the heart, the throat. Breathe here. Notice if there's resistance in the face, the back of the neck, the shoulders. And then inhale, lengthen. Take the hands to the hips. And then we'll pivot on the back foot, bringing the hips back to neutral, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. And then we'll step back for downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, left foot steps forward between the hands. Root down through both feet, draw the left hip back, and then inhale, rise up. crescent lunge. Hip points are moving towards neutral, back heel is lifted. Grow tall here on the inhale. And then on the exhale, let's twist and open towards the front leg. Inhale, neutral, straighten. Exhale to rotate. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, rotate again. Keep the shoulder blades draw into the chest to deepen each of your twists. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, rotate. Shoulder blades draw in to reach the heart forward. Inhale, rotate, change this time. On the exhale, we'll pivot on the back ball of the foot to bring the back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Front heel intersects the back arch. Arms can open wide. Warrior two. You can gaze at the front knee is in line with the second or third toe. Ground down strongly through the back pinky toe. Full inhale here. Exhale to hold. Inhale, arms reach up long. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to reach. Exhale, cactus and open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus open. Inhale to reach. Exhale, cactus open and hold. So again, actively draw the shoulder blades into the chest as you knit the low ribs in. And you draw the arms towards the space behind you. Broaden through the collarbones, open up through the throat, maybe lift the chin higher. And again, notice if there's any resistance. How can you let this naturally occurring space in the body support you here? Inhale, straighten, unwind. Open to warrior two. And then on the exhale, let's pivot back to crescent lunge. Hands frame the front foot. And then we'll step back, downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, glide forward to plank pose. And then on the exhale, we will step down onto our left forearm and then our right forearm for forearm plank. Knees can always be up or down. Wherever you are, gather the shoulder blades onto the back and reach the heart forward here in forearm plank. Front hip point draw to the spine. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. And then we're going to slowly, with control, release the pelvis to the earth, slowly rolling down through Sphinx pose briefly. And then we'll open the arms out to the side, just those cactus arms, just like we did before. Untuck the toes, crown or the whole face, forehead can be on the earth. Firm the tops of the feet into the earth. Firm the quadricep muscle to the bones to lift the kneecap. And root the pelvis into the earth. On the next inhale, root the arms into the earth and lift just the chest. And then exhale back down. On the next inhale, root the head and chest into the earth and lift just the arms. Exhale back down. Inhale to lift the chest and the head. Exhale down. Inhale, lift just the arms. Exhale down. So flow here a few times. Inhale to lift head and chest. Root down through the arms. Exhale back down. This time inhale just the arms. Exhale down. Inhale, lift just the chest. Maybe lift the chin higher to open through the front body. Exhale back down, change this time. Now we'll draw the forearms back in Stacking the elbows about under the shoulders so that the forearms are working towards parallel. If that's a bit much for you, no worries. Just open the elbows a little bit wider. Wherever you are, root the pelvis strongly into the earth. Firm the quadricep muscles to the bone. Lift the kneecaps. Actively draw the tops of the feet into the earth. And then imagine drawing the low ribs in towards the spine here, navel to the spine, as you imagine lengthening through the low back here in Sphinx. Maybe lift the gaze, a little variation of Sphinx, opening through the front of the throat. And if you've lifted, we'll bring the chin back to neutral. Now, we're going to continue to imagine drawing the low ribs into the chest, so much so that our front body begins to lift away from the floor. And we'll actually gaze back, and now only my knees are touching. Gazing all the way back to the back of the mat, drawing the chin into the chest, and then leading with the chin reaches forward, unwind back down. So we'll do that a few more times. See if you can draw in this rolling sensation with it. So the chin guides and leads, drawing in to the chest, and then the low ribs begin to roll in, slowly rolling up until just the knees are hovering. This isn't easy, by the way, that's okay. And then unwind back down. Maybe the chin reaches further, opening up through the neck. One more time. Chin draws into the neck, begin to gather the low ribs in, roll up. So it's basically forearm plank, but you're just on your knees. It's hard, it's okay. Unroll back to Sphinx pose. Maybe the chin reaches up, opening through the throat. One more time. Gather the shoulder blades onto the neck or the back. Reach forward with the heart. Chin comes back to neutral. Sphinx pose. Lengthen through the low back, crown of the head up. Tuck the toes. And now with knees up or down, we will find forearm plank. Both is forearm plank. And then we'll walk the feet up here to dolphin pose. Gathering the shoulder blades onto the back to reach the heart towards the knees. Inhale, gaze forward to the front of the mat. Exhale to look to the back of the mat, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And then neutral spine. Let's release the knees to the mat at the same time here. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Now we'll come up onto the left hand and then the right. And then we'll step back into plank pose. So back with the right leg and then the left leg. And then let's exhale the hips up and back. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, let's step the right foot forward between the hands. Draw the right hip back, and then we'll pivot on the left foot to ground down through the pinky toe edge of the foot, but the toes are going to shoot up towards the top right corner of the mat. Root down through that pinky toe edge and inhale, rise up, warrior one. So deep bend through the front knee. Hip points are moving towards neutral. Inhale to lengthen through the arms. And then on the exhale, draw the arms back. Cactus the arms, reach open with the front of the chest and the throat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lengthen. This time on the exhale, open the arms wide, parallel to the earth. Reach the arms actively, fingertips in opposition, and then actively, like a little micro adjustment here. Gather the shoulder blades onto the back, just imagining those scapula push-ups that we did before. So can you actively draw the scapula together and then into the heart? Maybe the chin reaches up to the ceiling. Hold here. Breathe, and now allow the next few breaths as you hold here to create more space in the body. And then we'll unwind the spine back to neutral, hands to the hips, full inhale here. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, and then we'll step back, downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, left foot steps forward between the hands. Draw the left hip back as you pivot on the back foot, grounding down through the pinky toe edge of the foot, toes to the top right corner of the mat. Root down and then inhale to rise up, warrior one. Hands can come to the hips and just gaze at the feet. We want to be pretty stable here. It becomes a little bit of a balance pose, I think. So you can see if the feet are wide enough. If you had a little problem balancing on the last side, just open your stance a little bit here. And then inhale to reach, knit the low ribs in. And then exhale to cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to reach. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to reach. And this time on the exhale, the arms open wide, parallel to the earth. Actively reach the fingertips away from each other as you draw the shoulder blades together. So the shoulder blades are going to come together onto the back as you're reaching the fingertips away, and then draw the shoulder heads and shoulder blades into the chest to reach the heart, the sternum higher, maybe lifting the chin to open the front of the body here. Activate, especially through the core, to protect. We need to activate to provide this protection. There's a lot of vulnerability opening in the front here. Where can you find tension so that you can soften other places? Yeah. So if you knit the low ribs in, lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the heel, lengthen through the low back, activating the lower part of the torso to open and soften through the upper torso. So maybe you can even imagine Sphinx pose here. And then inhale, stack to neutral, hands to hips. And then exhale, hands frame the front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, let's glide forward to plank pose. And then we'll come down onto forearm plank, coming down onto the right arm, and then the left arm. Reset as you arrive. So draw the shoulder heads back, heart reaches forward, reach the heels towards the back of the mat as you firm the quadricep muscles to the bone, spinning the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. These can always be up or down. And then with control, we'll slowly lower the pelvis, unwinding with control to Sphinx pose. Untuck the toes, firm the tops of the feet into the mat, firm the quadricep muscle to the bone to lift the kneecap, and then lengthen through the low back as you knit the low ribs in and lengthen the crown of the head to the ceiling. Full inhale here. And then on the exhale, we'll open the arms wide in our cactus arms. Let's maintain the activation through the lower body. Firm the pelvis into the earth and firm the hands into the earth. As you inhale, open and lift for just the upper body, the chest and the head. Exhale back down, then keep the head and chest rooted as you inhale to lift the arms. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift the head and chest, root down through the arms. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift the arms. You can even lift them as one line. So just gaze at the arms. See if the forearms are relatively parallel to the earth. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift head and chest. Lengthen it longer on each lift. Exhale, imagine reaching it down 1 millimeter longer than before. root down through the head and chest. As you inhale, lift the arms. Again, maybe gaze at them. See if the forearms are relatively parallel to the earth. Exhale back down, change now. We'll lift the inhale, head and neck, and then we'll draw the forearms in. Moving towards whatever Sphinx pose is for us. Again, inhale, lift the neck, chin up to the ceiling. Exhale, chin moves into the chest. Inhale to open the chin to the ceiling, opening through the throat, and then seeing if that will open through the heart. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the front of the throat. And now draw the chin to neutral. From here, begin to draw the low ribs in to the back body, so much so that your pelvis begins to lift. The knees are still rooted, but we're floating here. Pelvis feels quite heavy, that's okay. And then unwind it back down. So see if you can do this like a rolling ball, like it's really easy. And then maybe add the chin. Then the chin leads. As you tuck the chin into the chest, you can look back. You can see the pelvis floating like it's really light. And then unwind it back down. Chin lifts up to the ceiling. And then the chin into the chest. Last time here, gazing as the pelvis just floats up. Knees are still rooted. And then unwind back down. Chin reaches up. The opening of the front of the throat leads to the opening of the heart. And then chin comes neutral to the earth. Tuck the back toes. And in one firm plank, knees up or down, lift up to forearm plank. And then we'll walk the feet up to dolphin pose. Full inhale here in dolphin. Full exhale. Inhale here. And this time on the exhale, we'll release the knees to the earth at the same time. And then we'll walk up on the right hand and arm, and then the left. And then we'll step back with the left leg, and then the right leg for plank pose. And exhale the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, let's step the right foot forward between the hands. And then we'll pivot on the back foot, rounding down through the pinky toe edge, toes to the top right corner as we draw the right hip back. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Grow tall through the crown of the head, arms can reach up. And just like bringing in that Sphinx spine, can you knit the low ribs in as you lengthen the tailbone towards the back heel to lengthen through the low back. Inhale here, grow long through the spine, root down through both feet. And then on the exhale, we'll practice the arms. Inhale to lengthen the arms. And then you have the option, if you like binding with a strap, I'm going to use a strap today. Go ahead and take a strap in your hands. If you don't have one, no worries. We can always just reach towards the space behind you, or maybe you can bind. Excuse me. So I'm going to take the strap in my left arm. Inhale, lengthen both arms to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, circle the arms wide around you and then behind you. So you can either actively reach the arms behind you, maybe you bind, or maybe you take a strap. So you'll gather the shoulder heads back, gather the shoulder blades into the chest, and then reach the fists towards the floor. And then maybe the chin reaches up towards the ceiling here. Opening through the front of the throat and the heart. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale. This time we're going to place the hands inside the front foot. So on the exhale, we're placing the hands inside the front foot. You might even take the front foot and walk it towards the outer edge of the mat. And then we'll step down as we step the back foot back and arrive in lizard pose. Draw the front hip back as you squeeze the inner thigh towards the front arm. And you can always come on the back knee. That's always an option. Full inhale here. Exhale, squeeze the front leg into the front arm as you gather the shoulder blades onto the back, even here. Maybe the back leg's lifted. It's not necessary. If it is lifted, especially, can you spin the inner thigh up towards the ceiling to draw the hips towards neutral? And breathe. Now we'll root down through the arms, and then we'll step the front foot back for downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, left foot steps forward between the hands. Pivot on the back foot to ground down through the pinky toe edge of the foot. Draw the left hip back as the front or the back toes reach to the top right corner of the mat, and then inhale, rise up, warrior one. And again, you might want to take a wider stance if that has been helping you feel a little bit more stable. Arms reach up to the ceiling. Allow the next few breaths to create more space in the back body. As we did in the beginning of class, can you visualize the breath helping make more space for these shoulder blades to just float on the back? And if you like taking a strap, you can grab a strap. Do you know where we're going? Inhale to lift long through the spine, and then on the exhale, circle the arms wide around you and then behind you. And they can either just actively reach, maybe take the strap, or maybe interlace the hands. Wherever you are, can you draw the shoulder heads back to guide the scapula shoulder blades into the chest as you reach the hands towards the back heel, opening the heart, maybe lifting the chin towards the ceiling, opening the throat. Full inhale here. Exhale to hold, beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, unwind the spine back to neutral. You have a strap, you can move it to the side. This time on the exhale, we will fold forward with the hands in or just to the right of the front foot. Come onto the back heel, scoot that foot back to the back of the mat to set up lizard lunge. And the back leg can always be knees up or knees down. I like, even if I'm going to keep my leg up, to put my knee down to draw both hips back. Draw the front left leg, the inner left leg into the front arm, and then maybe reach that back heel back. Either way, can you spin the inner right thigh to the ceiling? Full inhale here. Exhale to hold. Inhale here. Exhale to hold. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll all step back into downward facing dog. Another inhale here. Another exhale. Inhale, gaze forward to the front of the mat, chin reaches forward. And then on the exhale, let's step the left foot forward, but let's just step it a bit wide. So we'll step it more towards the long edge of the mat. And then we'll pivot on the right foot to grab down through the pinky toe edge, warrior one base. Draw the right hip back, root down, and then inhale, rise up. So warrior one, but we do have a bit of a wider stance now. If you liked the strap for the variation, go ahead and find the strap. Inhale, arms up, grow long through the spine, knit the low ribs in as you lengthen the tailbone towards the back heel. And on the exhale, open, circle the arms behind you. Option to take a bind with the strap or with the hands. Wherever you are, we'll draw the shoulder heads back, gather the shoulder blades into the chest as you open the throat towards the ceiling. And now tuck the chin into the chest and reach the heart forward as we reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Folding forward here. And you can even find this rounding of the spine that we found a little bit with that flowing forward fold earlier. Now tuck the chin into the chest and roll back up the spine. And then roll the heart forward. So we're gonna roll here up and down the spine, actively anchoring through the back heel. Rolling up and then back down, yeah. And as you reach this folded position, actively reach the fists towards the ceiling. So they're not coming towards the front of the mat, they're actively reaching towards the ceiling and then reaching back. And especially anchor through the back heel and draw the left hip actively back. Keep a steady, solid base. See if you can imagine the spine curling and rolling in all directions. And the next time you arrive up, we'll hold up here. Humble warrior. Gather the shoulder blades onto the back to lift the heart, lift the chin higher. Full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale to neutral. And then exhale, hands back to the floor, inside the front leg. And then we'll step back, downward facing dog. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, gaze forward to the front of the mat. And then on the exhale, we'll step the left foot forward and wide. So wide to the edge of the mat, even if you step it there. And then actively reach back with the left foot as you ground down through the right foot, setting up your wide warrior one base. If you like the strap, you can go ahead and draw it up with you. Inhale, arms reach up, warrior one. Grow long through the spine, reach the crown of the head up, knit the low ribs in as you lengthen the tailbone towards the back heel. And then circle the arms wide as they'll go, and then behind you. You take the bind with the hands or the strap. Draw the shoulder heads back as the shoulder blades move into the chest to reach the heart higher. Maybe the chin comes up. Reach the hands towards the back heel. And then leading with the neck, the throat, can you tuck the chin into the chest to roll down the spine? Naturally counter that with the arms reaching up to the ceiling. And then lead with the chin and the chest as the arms now provide that counterbalance down to the floor. Finding this natural teeter-totter of the upper body, but then finding the stability by rooting down actively through the back heel and drawing the front hip back. And breathing. Looks good. You guys look steady. And so as you arrive at the top, again, notice if you have any resistance opening. You can keep flowing a few more times, but just check in every time. Is there a place in the front body that's resisting opening? It's a really vulnerable position. You don't even have your hands here. Your feet are offset. So where can you find stability that will allow for more air, breath, opening in the front body? And the next time you arrive up, we'll stay up. Allow the breath to fill the front of the neck, the throat, the heart, and expand the heart through the front and the back. And then we'll inhale, unwind the spine to neutral. Exhale, hands come inside the front foot. And then we'll step back, downward facing dog. Full inhale here. And then on the exhale, we'll release the knees to the mat at the same time. Bring the big toes to touch. Open the knees wide for child's pose. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Now maybe in this child's pose, just tuck the chin into the chest. Actively close off the front of the throat a little bit after all that opening and allow the back of the neck to be open instead. So you might even round through the upper back a bit as you do that. Just see how moving the throat, the chin changes the chest. Or notice if it does, maybe it doesn't. Also notice how that neck position changes the breath. And now we'll unwind just back to a neutral child's pose. And from here, let's reach the arms long if they're not already. And then we'll come up onto the tippy fingers of the right hand, lifting the right shoulder a bit. And then we'll thread the left arm under the right shoulder in this variation of thread the needle. So you can release the left side of the head and the left shoulder onto the earth. You can keep reaching the right arm long, but we're also beginning to soften a bit. So you can also bend at the arm, allow the forearm to come to the earth. Full inhale wherever you are. Notice if the weight shifted to the right side of the pelvis. Just draw the pelvis back to neutral. Full exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We'll inhale, unwind. Exhale, heart to the earth. Inhale, come up on the left, tippy fingers. And then thread the right arm under the left. I usually come up, lifting my belly from the thighs. And then release the right side of the face and shoulder to the earth. Option here as you soften to soften the forearm, elbow of the left arm onto the earth. Full inhale here. Again, shift the pelvis back to neutral. If it reached over to the left side. And exhale. Inhale to unwind, lengthen through both arms. Exhale, heart into the earth. Inhale, let's use the hands to guide us up, just passing through a hero's pose. Swing the legs out in front of us. We'll take the hands behind the thighs to guide us onto our backs. And right away, we can hug the knees into the chest, rock side to side. And then let's lengthen the left leg long as we hug the right leg into the chest. And you can bend at the knee a little bit if that helps you ground down through the heel of the extended leg. Just guide so that the sacrum is neutral onto the earth. And so from here, the knee is hugging central into the chest. So let's just move it over to the armpit just a little bit. As you continue to reach the right hip long. So sometimes when we draw the knee into the chest, we crunch through the side body. So can you continue to draw the side body long and stay here, or maybe take this happy baby variation if that feels good for you. Reaching the sole of the foot up to the ceiling, and then you can take the hands behind the thigh or the foot, or you can just continue to hug the leg in. Full inhale wherever you are. Full exhale. If you've taken half happy baby, we'll just refold the legs, squeeze it in, squeeze the leg in wherever you are. And then squeeze both legs in, draw both legs towards the midline. And now we'll lengthen through the right leg, hug the left leg in, lengthen through the left hip, maybe bending the the right knee just a little bit to put the right heel onto the earth. And then we'll take the left knee and draw it over towards the left armpit. Feel free to stay there or maybe take a happy baby variation. So sole of the foot reaches up to the ceiling. Hand or arm can hug behind the thigh or maybe reach for the sole of the foot. Full inhale wherever you are. Full exhale. Just check in if you're still evenly rooted through the sacrum. If you're tipping a little bit to the left. Draw back to neutral. And then if you took happy baby, we'll just hug the knee, rebend through the knee, hug it in. Draw both legs in, hug both legs towards the midline. Let's tuck the chin actively into the chest now, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then let's open wide, open the arms wide, the legs wide. Allow them to soften. And before we settle here, let's take our fingers and just like we did at the beginning of class, let's just tap the neck. Tap the neck and throat. Up into the chin. The back of the neck, where the neck meets the shoulders. Just tap. You can move the head side to side and give yourself a little bit more space on one side or the next. You can use both arms or one. Is it like to tap the front of the throat versus the back? What's it like to focus the awareness on the sensation of your hand and fingertips versus the sensation of the neck. And then pause. We'll pause with the hands to the heart. Notice any lingering sensation in the throat, in the neck, as you feel your heartbeat. Full inhale here. Full exhale. And as we settle here for our final relaxation pose, I invite you to choose a hand position that feels intuitive for you today. And if the mind is wandering, perhaps today, bring your awareness to the front of the throat. Perhaps visualizing any shapes or colors that may arise for you there. It's okay if there are none. Focus here. Whatever comes to mind. Let's begin to deepen our breath now. Feeling the sensation of the body expanding with the breath against the floor beneath you. And then as you're ready, let's roll on to the right side of the body. Maybe using the right arm as a pillow. And then when you feel secure and supported by the floor, let's draw the hands into the earth to guide you to an upright seat. So you reach the crown of the head long, maybe draw the shoulders up to the ears again and then let them fall. Shoulders to the ears and let them fall, and we'll hold. And I invite you today to bring to mind a point of gratitude for the day, the week, the moment. And on the next inhale, visualize sending this gratitude to all of this natural space in the body, allowing the gratitude to fill the space between the bones, organs, muscles, all of you. And now on the exhale, send the gratitude into the space that is around and connects all of us, allowing the gratitude to expand into this infinite universe. And if it's in your practice, I invite you to bring the palms together in front of the heart. Today, I invite gratitude for my breath, my body, and this practice. Namaste. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Amy. That was so good.
Oh, thank you.
Her forearm plank